I'm Inam.
I'm Siobhan.
And welcome to Mistresses of Mayhem.
Today we carry on talking and we will watch our segment on We Will Watch?
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
You will watch.
Our segment on mental health, specifically we delve a little bit more into personal experiences and how it has impacted us in our lives.
I hope you enjoy it and I hope you reflect on it. We have too, and we'll continue having these chats as we keep recording these segments. Enjoy.
The one reason besides COVID that I wanted to talk about mental health and it was how we bonded was also the taboo surrounding it. I mean, my mom died 2018. She, for the longest time, she was in an abusive marriage for about 12 years or so. And she was an alcoholic because of it. He was a dick. He was abusive. It was horrible. So she became an alcoholic, but she also became depressive. People who knew her on the outside, like in work and stuff like that, would not know. But she tried to commit suicide twice.
That is hectic.
And both were very nearly successful. Both times she was found just in the nick of time. The once she was actually passed out and her heart had stopped. They actually thought that she was in a coma for a couple of days and they thought that she had a stroke. And then after that, because she grew up in Fuckassville, in a tiny, tiny little village, and they said, listen, you need antidepressants, you need to go to therapy, you need to get help. She goes, I will not go to therapy. I will not get my antidepressants because the chemist will know exactly who I am, and they will tell everyone. And I mean, it's a small town, they do talk.
Yeah.
They do talk.
Yeah.
So the pharmacist would.
Of course.
And it was a very real fear that it will impact her business and her reputation. So she didn't take it. She did not go for the help that could have saved her life.
Yeah. Because society deems any mental health issues as, well, you're crazy, so we'll shun you.
Yes, and it's also your perception of what society thinks. I mean, society is becoming a lot more open towards this, especially with the pandemic.
They are, but also there's what people say and then there's what people do.
Correct. You are so right. I mean, I told you in preparation for this, I read up on SADAG stuff, which is a South African, what's it? South African Depression and Anxiety Group. And their stats are amazing. 23 people in South Africa a day successfully commit suicide. That is underreported. They know it's underreported stats. And for those 23, there is 20 additional attempts. So there's 43 reported attempts daily. That is 2 every hour.
That is insane.
That's insane.
No, that is tragic.
There is help. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. I mean, please do reach out to SADAG. Do reach out to anyone, when you are feeling a little low, a little depressed. There's hope. There is hope.
No, there definitely is hope. I mean, as we said, talking about it, you can speak to SADAG if you need someone that is not people that you know.
Yeah, their number will be somewhere.
Their number will be somewhere on the screen. Somewhere there. But speak to your loved ones as well. Write stuff down. Do things that put you in a better state of mind.
Pockets of joy.
Remind yourself why you're here. What your aim is, what you want to do.
Change your perspective up a little.
Yes, I think that's very important. And I think when you are so caught up in your own head, you forget about how amazing you are or reasons why other people might love to have you around. But it's not even about them. It's about you. It's like, remember why you want to still live and want to still, have a beautiful life.
Yeah.
Find the pockets of joy that matter to you.
There was on the, I read a blog post where they were listing these SADAG stats, and they said that the youngest person to commit suicide in 2020 was 6 years old. And the problem is that parents don't want to talk about mental health with their kids because they don't want to give their kids ideas. Now, as a parent, I get that. I get that. You don't want ever for your kid to think that this is a way out.
Yeah.
But it needs to be spoken about.
It needs to be spoken about.
Teen suicide is such a huge thing because they can't see any way out. And it's for us to equip our kids to have the necessary coping mechanisms and to be able to feel free that they can talk to someone. They don't need to talk to us as parents.
Yeah.
That is 1,000% fine. I don't need to, I want to know. I want to be there for him. But if he doesn't feel safe talking to me, then I need to know he has a human that he can go to who's trustworthy, who will always advise him.
Yeah.
And he needs to know that he has someone who he can turn to in times when he cannot talk to me.
And in my own experience, I don't know how prevalent it is in other cultures or other races. I know a lot of Black parents simply don't believe that kids have any issues or have any reason to be stressed about anything in life. They downplay, a kid feeling depressed or stressed or, just going through the most, because it's like, well, you don't even pay bills. Why do you have issues? Why is it hard for you?
Everything is so relative. And if I look at my 7-year-old, he internalizes stuff so quickly.
Yes.
So quickly. Like, I will be having an off day. And I'm a little sad. Like the one day I was a little bit sad, and he goes, "Mommy, what's wrong?" So I said, "Mommy's heart is a bit broken." So he put his head to my chest, and he went, "But your heart sounds fine." And then he took it upon himself to make me feel better. It's not his job. He's fucking 7.
Yeah.
But kids do that.
No, they do.
Kids do that.
They do.
And they tend to internalize a lot of things if they cannot make sense of their outside world. So it's like, Mommy says she's fine, but clearly she's not acting fine, therefore it must be me.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So I think as adults we need to have a little bit more compassion with our kids, because, geez, we were stressed growing up with exams and tact like that. We were stressed, but that's nothing compared to the pressures that they are going on.
Definitely. I feel like everyone goes through a lot, and everyone needs an outlet to speak up, feel heard, and so they can also acknowledge, their experiences.
Yeah.
Things are more difficult for some people, things are easier for others, but we all have some form of, mental health issues that look up. And when we speak about mental health, we're not yet speaking about your, diagnosed clinical depression, not even bipolarism or any of those other mental health issues. What I'm saying,
just speaking about it in general.
In general, because little things like we do health checks, quarterly or annual health checks, but we don't. Our government doesn't even list it as a priority that a mental health check is one of the things you do on your list. You visit your dentist to check your teeth. You visit your gynae to check your,
Pap smear once a year.
There you go.
Once a year, once every 6 months.
It's supposed to be 6 months depending on your age. So I only go once a year.
Listen, I went for a pap smear the other day, and she goes, "When last have you had a mammogram?" So I'm like,
"What do you mean?"
It's been a while. She goes, "Yeah, you're over 40, you need to go every 6 months." I'm like, "What? No! What are you talking about?"
Yeah. The harsh reality.
When you're in denial so much that your voice escalates, your pitch escalates till the only thing that can hear you are dogs.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. I get that.
But for example, the Council of medical schemes, I think it is, they recommend what can be prepaid medical benefits for your medical aid. Depression is not one of them. You know what's covered? Bipolar and schizophrenia. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
But like, if I don't get the medical attention I need right now, I will end up being bipolar or schizophrenic. So, I mean, it will be more costly to cover it then. Let's rather avoid it, pay for my therapy, and we'll all be good.
Yes, bipolar is more of a chemical thing, but yes.
Well, I will maybe self-induce chemicals. I'm just saying.
It's sad that they, even with COVID, they prepared for the physical side of stuff, the oxygen, the vaccines.
They digged up over 1 million graves for us. You know, our government, they physically, there was a tender where they digged up over 1 million graves.
Is that how much faith they had in us?
We were screwed.
Fuck them.
we were screwed.
What?
The money that was
money that was supposed to go for fucking vaccines went to digging up graves.
Because our government had given up. Come on.
Okay, no,
good time, not a long time.
Okay, but
that's South Africa for you.
But in fairness, with the first wave, I was legit scared just because of the disproportion between the wealthy, the middle class, and the poor.
Yeah.
And the living conditions. And also South Africa has got a high TB rate, which is a huge comorbidity.
Yeah.
You know, the whole lung thing, as well as AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was slightly terrified that we would be having a bigger mortality rate than what we did.
Yeah.
So I think we did incredibly well.
We did.
So the digging graves is maybe a bit premature.
It was.
But yes,
it was intense.
But I must say, with the first wave, I did think that is the way that we were going because of the close living quarters, because of the comorbidities that are so rampant in South Africa. I did think that we would have a lot more casualties.
Yeah. But we will have casualties in the form of depression and all the PTSDs.
Absolutely, and I think that is the part that I do feel that people have failed to address with the PTSD related to this constant living in fear, the adrenaline of constantly, am I going to die? Or my loved one's going to die? I mean, my eldest has got asthma. He's at risk. I mean, that is something that you don't want to have on your head the whole day, you know, but you do. My friends, my loved ones, I mean, they have asthma. They've got a fuckload of comorbidities. You know, it's something that you don't want to deal with, but it's constantly at the back of your head. So you're constantly living in that state of fight or flight, going, oh my fuck, what's going to happen next? Yeah, and it weighs on you. It weighs on you.
It definitely does. I mean, something my grandmother said. She stays in the Eastern Cape, and when the whole country was on level 5, the Eastern Cape was on level 1. But she was saying something like, I am tired of being locked up in this house. I'm old. I would rather take my chances in seeing people for my mental health sake than this COVID thing. Because it's like, I am going crazy being locked up in this house, seeing no one, than, you know, associating with people and taking the risk.
There was this whole thing where people would, I mean, their loved ones are dying alone, isolated in ICU. And what the nurses and doctors did was they filled gloves with warm water, so it felt like someone was holding their hand.
So sad.
And stuff like that, or they'd have a phone call with the loved one when they know that they're going to die. It's the fallout of what we are facing is immense, and it is not addressed, and it is not spoken about. And I think people have a right to be angry about it. But I think that the more we talk about it, the more awareness is raised, the more we can make a difference. The more you know that you are not alone in what you are facing. Saying that everything that we are saying, we are not professionals.
We're not.
So,
disclaimer will be here somewhere.
Yeah, disclaimer, huge disclaimer. Also in the beginning, disclaimer.
Yes.
We're not professionals. This is just our opinion. From what we have seen, it could be misguided. It could be a whole bunch of things, uninformed. But this is what we have seen. We need you to know that you are not alone. We are here. People are here. Phone the helplines, phone the people, phone your people. If you have any, if you don't have any, reach out to us.
Yeah. And drop some comments down below if you have anything to add or if you just want to share. We're here to chat more about it, and we'll be speaking more about mental health as we record more footage.
Yes, and hopefully we'll have a few more people, professionals this time, to weigh in and correct our assumptions and help you.
Yeah, correct.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers.